Hello, my name is Riko Satya Dharma Putra Sriawan. My NPM number is 238101027. I'll tell you a story about Frankenstein. Over 200 years ago, Mary Shelley, at age 19, published the gothic novel Frankenstein. It has become a classic of English literature. She was in a privileged position to craft this rich cultural historical document because her father, William Godwin, was a leading Enlightenment philosopher. Her mother, Mary Wollstonecraft, was a pioneer English feminist who defended the right of women, and her husband, Percy Shelley, was a leading romantic poet. Thus was this precious and gifted writer poised to dramatize the clash of two cultures, the Enlightenment that celebrate reason and science, and the Romantic age that celebrate passion and art. She was also energized by a series of personal traumas that fueled her feverish story. 10 days after her birth, her mother died from puerperal fever. At 17, she eloped this Percy, who upon his wife. The following year, her premature illegitimate child died shortly after being born, and her half-sister Fanny Godwin committed suicide. A couple of months later, Percy's wife committed suicide, and just before the publication of the novel, Mary gave birth to a daughter, indicating that during a good part of the novel's composition, she was pregnant and in mourning, overloaded with images of birth and death. Mary began the novel one stormy night in the Swiss Alps when her husband Percy and his friend Lord Byron each undertook to write a ghost story. By morning, Mary had outlined hers, centering on a quintessential mad scientist, Dr. Victor Frankenstein, who, with the best intention of restoring health and prolonging life, undertook to create an 8-foot-tall human being, or subsequently referred to as a daemon and fiend, made of body parts collected from exhumed grave. The novel's subtitle, or the Modern Prometheus, evokes the first great scientist of Greek mythology who in various versions teach medicine and science, steal fire from Zeus and give it to humanity, or creates a human being from clay. For those actions, Zeus punished him by having an eagle pluck out his liver every night. In the novel, Frankenstein creates life and terribly challenges God instead of Zeus, and is punished by having his creation kill a number of his close relatives and friends, including his bride on their wedding night. Frankenstein instilled life in his creation by some unspecific means, but hints in the novel suggest that it was probably in accord with the laws of electricity and galvanism as they were known in his time. The creators appears with watery eyes and pale yellow skin was frightening, and Frankenstein fled in horror. The novel dramatized the clash between 18th-century Enlightenment and 19th-century Romantics. Shelley targeted the Enlightenment idolatry of reason, mechanistic force by attacking the idea that man was predictable and rationally controllable machine. She counters this position with a quotation from Percy's poem Mutability that reboots her father's mechanistic determinism and opposition to free will. Man's yesterday may never be like his tomorrow, naught may endure but mutability. The novel also makes veiled reference to French Revolution with hints that the personality turn of the creator mirrored the turn in the French Revolution from the early hopes for liberty, equality, and fraternity to the subsequent dark days of the Reign of Terror. As Frankenstein reflects, dreams that had been my food and place rest for so long, a space were now a hell to me, and the change was rapid, the overthrow so complete. While the Enlightenment viewed nature as benevolent, the Romantic saw it as inspiring but potentially threatening. Shelley captured the romantic sensibility of such sublime beauty by setting her story in regions of the Swiss Alps with cascading waterfall and jagged snow-covered peaks where Frankenstein and his creator coincidentally bump into one another and clash. The story has been the basis from dozens of films, including of 1931 classics that erroneously has Frankenstein give his reaction a criminal's brain. The iconic horrifying face and overall story suggests that the monster is the quintessence of evil, although in the novel the creator's vengeful turn is caused by the reaction of others to his frightening countenance that was not his fault. The story bears on current moral debates about cloning and the responsibility of scientists for his discoveries. Frankenstein creates a human being, and as a result, he and his family are destroyed by it. But the dark consequences of Frankenstein's action do not stem from his brilliant science perceived by the emotional reaction of him and another who all respond negatively to the creature's frightening appearance. Still, an underlying message of the novel is that the creation of a human being by unnatural means is a dangerous undertaking fraught with perils of human emotion and sensibilities if not from the displeasure of a god. Shelley's novel ultimately, however, a celebration of the most ambitious scientific undertakings, even though the two men who first undertake to carry them out failed to do so. Its first narrator, Robert Walton, begins his narration in a series of letters to his sister from aboard the ship that he is captaining on a journey to discover the North Pole. He is full of high-minded intention in the spirit of the Enlightenment to discover the ultimate origin of the longitudinal lines and of the magnetic force that governs the working of compass. While he researched for the ultimate origin of navigational space, he met Frankenstein, who had saw the ultimate origin of life. Walton never gets to the North Pole, and Frankenstein dies to kill his creator. But both of those projects are carried to fruition in a sense, by the creator who, in the end, is heading to the North Pole, and we have no doubt that he will reach it, where he will kill himself in suicidal place. So that's it, the short story from me.